I think it was doing so many things that I wouldn't have done before, and just it was overall just a fun time.
Mine was probably the zip lining. It was a fun experience.
Has to be the zip lining and the reptile house. I loved both of those. I like the reptile house because we got to hold like a ball python, a Russian tortoise, and a really cool legless lizard named Patrick.
I love the reptile house because I love snakes a lot.
My best part of camp this year was probably making some new friends. I enjoyed my time and I made a bunch of new friends during camp.
The best part of camp this year would probably be doing the zip line and having the ball python on my neck.
We got to do a lot of activities and have work together and get to know each other a lot more better.
The best thing about camp is probably all the activities and probably making more friends.
I thought the best activity at camp was probably the bus, because we got to hang out with friends, talk to new people, and it was just an experience that you don't always get every day.
Probably just interacting with a lot of friends and having a lot of fun. We did a lot of fun activities.
I loved doing the activities and especially making fire and forts in the woods with my friends.
It was probably like learning new things, probably like making like campfires and stuff, and like things I've actually never done before.
That's cool. The food that it was mostly made there, and it's just overall great, and making new friends too.
Yeah, I got to zip line for the first time and put a python around my neck.
I also got to put a python around my neck, and I also got to hold a tortoise.
Yes, I got to hold a legless lizard, a ball python, and I also got to do zip lining.
I did one thing I didn't do before was where you go on the balance beam and you swing to the other side, and everybody has to get there and get back. And that was really fun because the counselors participated too.
We went out into the woods and we had to act as if we were lost in the woods, we had to make a fire to boil water, put an egg in it, and then make a shelter to survive in.
Something that I have never done is hold a ball python around my neck, and also pet a bearded dragon. That was actually very cool. I'm never going to do that.
Zip lining, it was scary at first, but it was actually really fun.
Yeah, I agree with her. Zip lining and also these reptiles and having, touching different things and having things around your neck.
I agree with Savannah. The reptiles, first time I ever held a tortoise.
Okay.
Something new.
Yes, so I have been ziplining, but this was the first time I went ziplining, and you go over a creek, and it's probably one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see.
So I've done bonfires before, but I haven't ever done one in the woods. That was really fun.
I did do something new, and what it was we got to make like fires and actually build shelters out of wood, and that's something I would probably never have done in my life.
There were a couple of games that I've never played, and like what Zoe said, the campfire thing. I've never made my own fire, ever.
I've gone to camp many years, and what I noticed this year especially was just how much fun the kids were having all the time, and I witnessed and heard the kids saying how many friends they made at camp. I heard them saying on the bus, I heard them say at lunchtime just what new friends they have made, and I think that's the goal of camp, is to make some new friends and make new bonds.
The best part about camp for me this year was seeing our students interact with the staff members in a different way, laugh with them, talk with them about things outside of school, and just have a great time overall. It was also great seeing kids interact with each other from different elementaries and forming new friendships, new bonds that we see here in our school today.
And this was my first year being able to attend camp, obviously. What delighted me the most was seeing smiles on every single kid's face and our staff members. Seeing staff members interact with students in a completely different manner just blew me away. And myself being able to have positive interactions with students and our staff. I was able to make connections with our staff that I haven't been able to. The structure of school days and the demands of our teachers' jobs and my jobs, it's not as possible to make as deep connections as we were able to at camp, and I'll be forever grateful for it.
Oh, let go, man.
I want to see him get caught.